I don't know if anyone's really gonna care about D1 builds, but I wanted to make videos on them anyway, because it's my channel. And I'll do what I want with it. I'll say before I get into this, I'll probably go back to D2 soon, if nothing else than just to make some builds for it and make videos on them. If anyone has any specific requests for builds, I'd be happy to hop on just to make builds for them and then make videos on them. I just need a bit of inspiration, frankly. But enough about D2. I'll get into this. I think my favorite subclass for Warlock in this game is definitely Arc, just because Arc Web is so potent. So I feel like I've actually thought out a pretty detailed build for this game, all things considered. I'll start with subclass. I'm running Pulse Nades because I am running Arc Web. Arc Web with Pulse Nades is just dumb. So there's no reason to run. Like, if you're gonna run Arc Web, you gotta run Pulse Nades. Frankly, otherwise, there's no point. Another option is Perpetual Charge is very good, but I've noticed at higher levels it's very difficult to get melee kills. So it kind of falls off at higher levels. Then I'm using... Honestly, this doesn't even matter, because I'm using... I don't have a super, so your super thing doesn't matter. I use Rising Storms so that my melee recharges itself and my grenade. And then I use Feedback so that every time something melees me, it fully recharges my melee, which then allows me to use it again to recharge my grenade even more. And then I'm using Memory of Fellwinter so I get 2 grenades and 2 melees. So I can toss both grenades out, use both my melees, I've already got like half of the next grenade, and then just get meleeed by something else, use another melee because of feedback, and by then I'll pretty much always have another grenade. And then I'm using a Grenadier gun. The only other thing I'd recommend, that's the only thing I feel like it's lacking in, but the grenade regen from one of these weapons is pretty worthwhile. And then something I never thought I would actually unironically use, but Alchemist Raiment. The second part, when full super orbs to recharge grenade and melee, when you have Memory of Fellwinter equipped, Alchemist Raiment thinks your super is fully charged at all times. So every single time I pick up any orb, I get 25% of both my grenade and melee charge back. That's really the only option I could think of for Arc, other than like just Claws von Kar or something. Other than that, it doesn't even really matter what effects you have on your helmet other than what they do when you pick up orbs. You can, yeah, I'd recommend bonus. I'd probably sooner do momentum transfer instead of impact induction, but unfortunately I don't have it, just because then you get your melee back faster from all your grenades, which means more melees, which means more grenades. And I think that's about it. I'll show it off here. I feel like this is an okay place to show it off, just to show it's the potency of Arc Web mainly. Because you throw it into groups and it just wrecks stuff. So you watch my melee and grenade energy every time I do a melee. Oh, and you saw I got a full refund on my melee because one of them hit me with it. Like I said, the only issue with this build is survivability. So a life support weapon. I couldn't find a great mission to spawn like so many enemies that I can show just how potent Arc Web is. But even in Nightfalls and stuff, you can toss a single pulse nade into a group and pretty much everything will just chain between each other and pretty much instantly die with all the chaining. Let's see if it spawns more enemies. I haven't done this encounter in a long time, so I don't even know. I don't even remember what happens, but it seemed like a decent one to show off this setup. Use your melee anytime you have it, unless you have both grenade charges up. Oh, it looks like they're grouping up back here. Oh yeah, the Minotaur will be a good show of it. You see just how much stuff it's just killing because they're going anywhere near it. The only thing I kind of hate about D1 is the fact that pretty much the only thing you're going to run as a Warlock in raids is Solar, so you can self-revive. I kind of feel like that takes away from the other two subclasses, but I enjoy Arc much more.
If the Taken are here in the vault, they are at the heart of the Vex collective mind. Imagine the machine planets of the Vex surging with Taken power. This must not be, Guardian.
I'll go a little bit further just in case it'll spawn like a really big group or something for me to throw a nade at.
Into the vault with two others. Kabir was intense sometimes, but Bahan was always talking to it. They don't deserve this. No one does.
I'm tracking the signal. Just a little further. I've lost the signal. Something down here is blocking it.
I want to make a Titan build or a Titan on this game eventually, just to make some other builds for it. But I don't know if I'll ever do Hunter in this game. There you can see the chaining capabilities there.
That's it. That Hydra is causing the block. Take it out or we may never find Kratos.
It's very satisfying when you just clear a whole group out because of it. Oh, this build's also very good in the Thrall way. Or not, sorry, I'm thinking of D2. The Abyss in Crota's End. As long as you stay alive. That's like I said, that's why I suggest using Red Death or something, but I don't have. There you go, I feel like that showed it off well enough. If you do an Arc Burn strike, or even Nightfall, everything just melts as soon as you throw a Pulse Nade into them. And the Alchemist Raiment is very nice when you're playing with friends, and they're making a lot of orbs.